Welcome to Indistinct Chatter, your first and best source for hard-hitting real talk, with your hosts, Aaron Vaughn, Kirk Jones, and me, Rob Pedan. All right. Well, I think I'm just going to jump right into this because honestly, the current topic of the month, the year, maybe the decade is the Palestinian conflict, we'll call it. I'm just a dude from Canada, man. I know some things. I don't know everything. I read as much as I can. I watch as much as I can. And I'm a little bit torn on this whole thing, but I have to tell you, the common denominator for this whole thing, in my opinion, is religion, man. It's always been religion. Oh my gosh, it spoils the brain. If people could literally just set aside their want to have some sort of existential meaning, life after death, someone to follow because they're lost or whatever it is, that is the biggest problem. That's what we should be working on to stop, in my opinion. I'm not going to say who's right or wrong in the Middle East there. I mean, I get it. My instinct says that, maybe Israel should have their part, but I also think that Israel has a lot of power and they got a lot of powerful friends, and they have no problem showing that power and those powerful friends when they need it, which means a lot of innocent people are dying. And I'm not taking that away from the fact that Hamas, did a little sneak attack on Israel there. But the argument is, well, Israel's a bad guy and they've always kept everyone down. I go, well, yes and no. Okay. Israel has done something pretty good in their little part of the Middle East. They are very advanced. They're very organized. The Palestinians, unfortunately, have had really crappy leadership, and they're still behind the eight ball, so to speak, on many fronts. So, I mean, that's a whole other conversation, I guess. But at the end of the day, why can't they make a deal? What's stopping this deal from happening? I really don't know why, except for, from what I can see, is a deal isn't wanted to be made by whoever's in power. I'm not going to say the Palestinian people, but whoever's in power for Palestine. Because I know they've gone to the table many times, and I know there's different ways and different opinions on how those went down. But for what I can see, and I could be wrong, I'm open to new, fresh ideas that I might not know. But from what I can see is, and what I hear, I still see it today, a lot of Palestinians are like, you know what? Israelis, they got no claim to anywhere. They don't deserve to be there. That is our land. We decide who gets what and what gets who and blah, 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 blah. That's a problem. And if that's the way it's going to go, I don't see a resolution unless people start looking at things differently. I'm sorry, but hey, your religion can go fuck itself. Pardon my French. Okay, both your religions can go fuck itself. That is a major part of this problem. Okay, I don't mind you having some sort of spirituality as a human being, for sure. But if you're making life decisions based on your sky fairy, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Okay, how about we stick to life? What we got, our very precious thing that we got. Let's not concern about exactly how or why we're here and all that mystical shit. Let's we are here, and let's make it the best for our families and for us, and let's move forward with that kind of thinking. And your neighbor who looks a little different, they're human too. They have kids and wants and loves. But if they have religion in their brain that makes you look like you're bad because you follow a different god or whatever the heck you think, that's got to stop. Like, that's a major problem on the planet right now. Do I think there's some good things? I do. I think I have a good friend who's actually one of the co-hosts. He calls himself a Christian atheist. What the hell is that, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you what I think it is. It's basically someone who believes in a lot of the teachings of Christianity and the good parts, even though, you can dive into the Bible and there's a lot of shit, slavery, blah, blah, blah. But, it's good. Some of the morals that are taught through Christianity are really good stuff. And same with the Quran. Great stuff. Same with every religion in the world. Good stuff. So I get that. But at the end of the day, if it's actually affecting the way you decide to treat others, i.e., the LGBTQ community might get a little bit of a harsher treatment from some people that think that, that's just the devil influencing your thoughts. Bullshit. Okay, like, honestly, it's just stupid. Like, it's like, is the devil influencing your thoughts when you like chocolate over vanilla? Come on, or vanilla over chocolate? Come on, it's just like stupid. It's preference. It's how you feel. It's okay. I mean, I did some weird shit when I was a kid, when I was going through puberty. We're not going to get into that right now, but I did. Hey, we're human. We have these feelings and instincts and stuff like that. But moving forward, honestly, I really think that the only way we can get out of this is by people checking their religion, their fundamentalist view on things. I'm not going to say it's a completely bad thing, but it is in this case. It really is a bad thing. We need to have calm, loving, sane minds that don't have outside influence such as religion determining how they react or how they think they're supposed to react, blah, blah, blah. With all that being said, there's always interest from other groups that will benefit from this catastrophe, from this war, and they will exploit that. And that's also very sad. I'm not going to mention any of the names. USA. I would never do that. USA. But, I'm a Canadian, so they are our neighbors, and they're my favorite neighbor. Okay, they're our only neighbor. But that's besides the point. They still are my favorite neighbor. Foreign policy, I mean, my gosh. I mean, how many Americans and people abroad have been killed over this words, foreign policies. Oil, money, greed, these all play a huge part in what's going on. But in my humble opinion, I would like to see people educate themselves. Come on, man. Like, I can't even believe I see people in Western culture these days that justify that the earth is 6,000 years old. Wow. Like, painful. Like, even if carbon dating's a little off, even if it's wildly off, even if bones, like no matter how you slice it, you'd have to really think on a very simple level to not see that there's something a lot bigger going on, right? 4.5 billion years on this earth, 13.5 billion years for our universe. And the Big Bang, like, oh, the Big Bang. You're missing the concept of the Big Bang. The Big Bang doesn't describe everything. It just describes how our universe started. It doesn't mean that we're everything. We could just be one snippet of something else. You know what I mean? Like it's that's so obtuse. It's not what the point is. The point is we're trying to discover how shit happened. If you're trying to discover why shit happened, fucking good luck. Okay? Like no one knows why at this point. Maybe one day we will, but I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. It's like either there is or there isn't. Which one is it? Hard to tell. Oh, wait. No, it's easy to tell. There is. We know there is. So if there is, that means there's always going to be, or there's always not going to be. That was actually dumb. There's always something, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I'm a little off my topic, but whatever. That's what editing is for. I edit the shit out of shit. Anyways, so it starts with there. Like, and and what's the root of that? What's the root of like this innate need to have religion? Like why? Like I remember even as a kid going, I got to find myself a religion. What's a good one? I remember having the same thought about a political party. I knew nothing. I'm like, I'm going to become a liberal. Why? I don't know. Just they're not in power right now, and I think it'd be kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like we all have this need to be a part of something for the most part, especially when we're younger. When we are in, elementary school and high school, like fashions, you name it. You don't want to be the outcast. But if you become the outcast, like some people are, then you want to be really an outcast. Like it's like the swing is like, like I'm just going to put freaking holes in my nose and ears and face and put this makeup on and wear an animal suit and call myself a Furby. Whatever. Like sure, you can do that, but that's again, you're trying to be a part of something that other people are. You're not on your own doing that. You're trying to be a part of something. We always try and be. Very rarely are people just like, I'm just doing my own thing. Screw everybody. Anyways. So, I mean, that's kind of where religion kind of comes in. I mean, I get it. Like your grandma and grandpa, they believe everything. They're wonderful people. We love them. They're going to die. They said we're going to heaven. I don't want to fuck that up. I don't want to not see my grandma and grandpa. But, like, like, come on. That's dumb. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Anyways, I'm not answering that. Someone asking for money, the root of all evil. So yeah, we all want to be a part of something, and how about we just become a part of the human race? That's pretty cool, right? How about we all become people that are on a boat in the middle of an ocean, and we're trying to make the best out of our situation, and maybe we'll come across some things that are better, and we can work together to find those things that are better, and maybe a couple of us might benefit more because we're, I don't know, better at catching a fish or whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's just that, when we have this need to go and tell stories and fictitious nonsense to try and control other people, that's a problem. Look where it leads to. Wars, death, killing, dead kids, beheaded people. What the fuck is that, man? It's crazy. Insanity, man. Anyways, I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that, I respect you and your religion somewhat, as long as you keep it to yourself and it's your own personal spiritual journey and you don't use it as a tool to hurt other people. People like, this whole like, listen, a baker has every right to not bake a cake for a gay couple because that's against their, like, fuck your religion. That again, yeah, sure, it's your right, but you're a fucking dick. You're a fucking asshole. Okay? And if your God is good with that, go fuck your God. Like, honestly, it's so stupid. Like think about it like that. Like, if you can get out of your stupid religion brain and just look at this person as another human being that has feelings and wants love and wants the best for him, their family and themselves and what have you, then maybe you can go, oh, am I an asshole? God, am I doing the right thing? Like, I shouldn't bake a cake, right? Like, because like they're bad and they're broken and it's actually the devil that's influencing them. And I can't be a part of that, right? God, it's correct. Fuck them. Fuck thee. Anyways, enough of that shit. I just don't like it anymore. I just think people have to be, and like, I always get in trouble because I'm just so, I like to mock. I like sarcasm. I love that. But if you give it, you have to be able to take it. And I'm good with that too. But being mean and cruel, not my jam, man. Not my jam at all. Like everybody's different. There's people like, all different shades and shapes and sexuality and what have you, man. Like, and as long as you're not actually hurting people, hurting other people, go for it, man. Yeah, I support that. That's great. But unfortunately, a lot of you with your religious views aren't cool. You know what I mean? You might think you're cool, but you're not. You're only cool to the people in your little culty thought pattern. That's it. Right? Just like, I guess maybe I'm not cool to you because I'm not praising your sky fairy. I'm sorry. And by the way, like, just so you know, I'm not ruling out that there's something I don't understand out there, that there's a force, that there's something that's at work. I'm just not buying it's a dude in some sandals that sends his kid down to be crucified, but it's actually himself, and he's going to get resurrected anyways, just to make a point to everybody. But it was kind of moot that all that happened because he could have just told us what the deal was, or just even skipped all that nonsense and just made a heaven. Like, wouldn't that have been just a lot easier? Like, if your God is true, he is not the smartest God. I promise you. Like, he's not. He's a bit of a dick. He's not too bright. Yeah. And it's hard for me to even get on board with any of that. You know what I mean? And if there is something out there, it's a lot more crazy than your brain can even fathom. It is. It has to be, whether it's a simulation or in a video game, whatever. It could be something like that's more plausible to me. Anyways, be good to everybody. Stop your stupid religion, and you know what? Keep your religion. Sorry, I'm going to take that back. Keep your religion, but just keep it to yourself. It's your own personal journey. And don't think that, whatever you're following as a deity, if you think that deity actually gives a crap whether or not your neighbor, Jim, married his friend Bob and they do their thing, no, because your God made that happen. Your benevolent being of awesomeness said, you know what? I think I'm going to throw a little curveball in this thing called life. I'm going to make some gays, some transsexuals. I'm going to really test these people. And then I'll know whether or not they deserve to be in heaven forever doing nothing with whipped cream and Jell-O and whatever you get in heaven. Like, honestly, like, it's like my brain, I can't even like wrap my head around the level of dumb that most religions are. Anyways, I'm just freaking rambling about nonsense.
Be good to people and we'll be fine. And in the Middle East, hey, Israel deserves a peace. Give them a peace, okay? And by the way, what if Britain, like, like look at the world. How many countries were once something else and they turned into something else? Like, imagine if every claim was considered and every time someone like thought, you know what, that's my whatever, it would cause just complete chaos. At some point, it was British rule, and British is like, you know what, we're going to give some to here and some to there, whatever. And the Israelis literally went, we're going to make the most awesome place ever. And they did. What did the surrounding areas do? What did Palestinians do? Like, what did the other Muslims do to help? Nothing. Come on. Like, do your own thing, all right? And if you have a legitimate case, negotiate. But the Israelis do deserve something. Maybe they'll give up a little bit more if you actually are real on whatever. But if you think they just don't deserve to be there, that's a dead-end conversation. Like, it's dumb. People, it's dumb.